You know he's a special talent. But the fact is, his resume was highly, let's say, curated.
Come on.
He fought smaller guys who couldn't punch.
Santa Cruz.
Right, exactly.
And knocked him cold out.
Right, knocked him out. The way he did it.
Don't matter.
That don't matter?
He knocked him cold out.
You a trainer saying that. That's terrible.
That is an old trick. That's an old trick promoters use when you want to build up a puncher. You bring a name guy up a division or two who's not a puncher and let the puncher look really good. And even then, he lost.
Gervonta Davis has earned a huge reputation in boxing, but Max Kellerman questions whether he has fully proven that status. He points out that holding belts is important, but being the best in a division requires beating the top fighters, and Tank has not done that yet.
Gervonta has held belts in multiple divisions. And I want to be very clear for the people who are a little slower catching on. The implicit premise that I have when I say he's held belts but he's never been a champion is that those belts you consider legitimate championships, and I do not, for good reason. Which I won't get into here, but you can, we'll do it another time. He's never beaten a man in the division, Tank. He's never proven that he's actually the boss of the division, the champion of the division, except economically, because he has a big following, right?
Yes, he does.
But you'd never look at a single division and say, Tank Davis is the champion of that division. He's been the champion of a sanctioning.
Nobody on the crew questioned Davis's natural talent, his quick reflexes, or his strong fight IQ. They all recognized that he often seems to read what is coming before his opponent can react. But the praise came with one major concern. His impressive skills have not been tested against competition strong enough to match his massive reputation. That difference between his talent and his level of opposition is exactly why the debate over how great Davis really is still remains open.
In terms of the resume, you're not wrong about that.
Keep going.
I think Ryan went the distance with Barrios, right?
Bro, keep going.
Pitbull was a close fight.
What did Tank do?
Pitbull was a close fight, a very close fight.
But honestly,
I wanted to see that
all this
rematch.
being said, it just brings me to the point that Tank has a real shot here to redeem himself and bring himself to the top of the sport.
That's all I'm saying.
We still care.
But Shady ain't never been sold on.
What I'm saying,
back then, Tank would have been favored to knock Devin out. Now, Devin would be favored to beat Tank.
And my thing, it's not about Tank.
But the man been inactive.
Big dog. But it's not even that. But I just want you, right? Because you still haven't done it. Like, what has he done in the ring? I'm being serious here. He hasn't really fought anybody.
Even the best fighters have weaknesses, and Bradley believes Tank's biggest issue is how often he leaves himself open. He highlighted moments when Davis lets his guard fall just enough for opponents to find an opening, and said Tank seems willing to take risks in the ring instead of always fighting safely. For Gervonta Davis, this is more than a simple defensive mistake. It is a risk he knowingly chooses to take again and again.
Again, those defensive lapses that he has sometimes, it's a part of his game. It's a part of how he is. He likes to live life on the edge. That's how he is. That's how he is, and that's how he operates inside the ring. And then I see that, like, a lot of people may think that, his corner is chaotic, but that's Tank. He can operate like that. Not everybody can, but he can. Tank is a guy that can look outside the crowd.
Raw power has not been enough for Tank in every fight. Bradley pointed to tough battles against fighters like Isaac Cruz and Lamont Roach, and suggested those moments revealed weaknesses not in Davis's ability, but in his mental control. When the knockout does not come quickly, frustration can start to build. That is the kind of reaction smarter and more skilled opponents could look to take advantage of.
Where is Tank? I feel Tank can be exposed when a guy is resolute. When he can't hurt you, it does something to him psychologically. Now, it won't stop him from trying to knock you out, but I can tell it does something to him psychologically when he hits you and you don't go anywhere. I noticed that when he fought against Pitbull Cruz. I noticed that in the Roach fight as well.
Despite having so many strong qualities, Bradley still believes something is missing from Tank's game. In his opinion, the jab is mainly used to create openings for bigger punches, rather than being a strong weapon by itself. Bradley wants to see Davis develop a faster and more controlled jab that can take charge of a fight instead of simply creating chances for his other attacks.
I wish he had, again, like I told you guys earlier, I wish he had a more educated jab. But for the most part, he used that jab as setups. He'll sometimes he'll throw it hard, he'll throw it, accurately, downstairs, stab jab. Sometimes, he'll use it as a measure to land, his backhand. But
when the biggest names were brought up, Kellerman and the crew made it clear they are still not convinced Tank truly wants to face the best fighters in the sport. No matter how often these matchups are discussed, the talk has not been enough to change their minds. From their perspective, Davis may be willing to discuss those fights, but that does not mean he will actually step up and make them happen when the moment arrives.
When Tank wasn't.
That's not gonna happen though. I can't see him fight anybody that's like really, really good. I can't see it.
You saying Tank?
I can't. So even Bill and Devin fighting for it, I just, even
How
before
could you say that when he was in negotiations to fight Jake Paul?
Bro.
Nah, man, but one thing about Hangman,
if we keeping it real,
he definitely want the smoke.
I don't see it,
I
bro.
respect that.
Yeah, but
I do wanna see Devin
if only
and,
one side wants to smoke, you can't make Tank fight anybody.
Two sides with appetite.
The discussion then moved from direct criticism to a more resigned view of the situation. Everyone in the room seemed to agree that Tank has moved away from the main competitive picture in boxing. Even more telling is that when the name Davis comes up now, many people in the boxing world seem more interested in Keshin than Gervonta. It was a noticeable change that no one on the panel seemed willing to challenge.
Davis in that weight neighborhood, I know that's slightly different, but does not mean Tank anymore. The world keeps spinning, and either you want to stay on it or you want to check out in one way or another. In the boxing world, Tank is checked out. When people say Davis, they mean Keyshawn, not Tank.
Crazy.
But it's been like that for a long, it's been like that for such a long time.
In his own comments, Tank rejected the constant call-outs that keep coming his way. His view is straightforward. He believes many fighters who are already committed to other matchups mention his name, mainly to attract attention, while knowing they are not in a position to make the fight happen. From Tank's perspective, that repeated pattern makes these challenges look more like promotion than a real desire to compete.
Conception is Tank ain't fighting nobody. Where does the confusion come from?
I mean, it just people like other fighters, they will say it, but they know they got like 3 or 4 fights already on they already in a deal type of situation.
Okay.
They know they can, but that shit already set in stone. And they always call me out when they have a fight. You don't never see them call me out when they don't have no fight. Never. When they just sitting around saying, they don't never call me out. They always call me out when they got a fight lined up.
He also acknowledged the business side of the sport and explained his position clearly. Tank believes facing someone who has not earned a major opportunity is not worth the risk regardless of how much fans demand the matchup online. In his view, the potential damage to his name and reputation could be far greater than any short-term benefit a fight like that might offer.
Okay, the fans, it's not really fans it's not fans that really understand the sport.
It's casual
fans. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they don't really understand the sport. They just, okay, I like this person, so I'm gonna go against this fighter. Or I'm gonna go against every other fighter but this fighter right here. That's what, But if you just go look at nigga their fights, bro, you could tell, it's not even though it's a waste. Till y'all prove yourself to, you feel me? That's what, to me, till niggas start proving that stuff, all right, bet, he's a threat, then, all right, cool, I'll fight.
His response to the critics makes it seem like Tank sees a clear difference between choosing his opponents and avoiding them. Davis said he would fight anyone who truly earns the opportunity. His problem is being pushed into a fight simply to silence the critics instead of taking a matchup that fits his plans and career. For Tank, the difference between making his own choice and being forced into one is extremely important.
It's the way how niggas come at you too. Well, how they come at me too. I don't like that. So it's like me helping them. When I fight a fighter, it's like me helping them.
I get it.
For sure.
I get that.
I'm helping them more than they helping me. I'm helping them times 5. You know what I'm saying?
Was there anybody you would give a chance to and then they came at you wrong and you was like, man, f that. I ain't about to give you no shine, no spotlight.
Yeah, there's a couple fighters. Yeah. Who? It was just me saying that names is just giving.
Paulie made it clear that he is still frustrated by the biggest gap in Tank's record. Even the victory, often considered Davis's strongest win, comes with a major question for him. Paulie believes Jose Pedraza was struggling with the weight as much as he was dealing with Davis and entered the fight already drained. For Paulie, that is the real
stars you can make, and anybody who is going to defend that is really got to get their groupie lenses checked, because I've never seen a guy with this many pay-per-view headliners, have not a single Hall of Famer on his resume. Not a single win on Gervonta Davis's resume will make you look at it like, wow, you know, like maybe Jose Pedraza, a rather solid one, but it was a struggling at the weight Jose Pedraza. It was a Jose Pedraza that had already been robbed Edna Cherry in a defense against Edna Cherry at that weight. So he was already weakening at 130 pounds, and he was.
Paulie also questioned what truly supports Davis's position in the sport. He focused on Tank's lack of activity against the biggest names and noted that he has not consistently chased the top-ranked fighters in his division like other champions often do. Compared with that standard, Paulie believes Davis's record still does not have the depth expected from a genuine boxing superstar.
Overperformed, and Gervonta showed, again, that it makes you wonder, is he that guy? I mean, because like I said, he has no resume to speak of. This is a guy who's almost 30 years old, speaks like he's accomplished what Muhammad Ali accomplished, talking like he's going to retire because he's done everything. He's actually done nothing except become a manufactured champion. So, I don't know, man. I mean, I know I've complained about Canelo also doing this, but at least there was a time when Canelo actually gave us the chase for some of the top fighters in and around his weight classes. Even if, whatever, you know, even if I'm not happy with what Canelo does now, there was a time when Canelo was at least doing that.
The discussion keeps returning to one opponent Davis has yet to answer directly. That fighter is Shakur Stevenson. The undefeated champion has continued calling for the matchup for months and has openly shown his frustration over Tank not responding. For a fighter already facing questions about the strength of his resume, having another champion publicly chasing
guys that they mentioned was Devin and Tank, and when I heard that, I'm like, shit, why would I go away from what I've been wanting to do my whole career? I think my whole career I've been saying, like, the titles and all that, I done it. Like, with all due respect to like the titles, I appreciate y'all. Like, and I'm still like willing to do it besides the WBC, but for me, it's like, shit, I want to fight the best. I want to get in there and prove myself and get under them bright lights and see who's the best. I'm not scared of taking no risks.
Stevenson's confidence took an even stronger turn this time. He was not simply talking about how he could win. He presented the matchup as something that still has to happen and claimed the two fighters are headed toward each other whether Tank accepts it or not. His point is straightforward. The best fighters should face the best fighters. And in Stevenson's mind, this fight is not just a possibility. He sees it as something that will eventually happen.
But from a skill standpoint that I've been saying since a kid and still saying to this day that me and Tank is destiny. We are the best, and if he's down for the cause, I'm down for the cause, and let's settle.
Tank had a direct answer for those questioning how he chooses his opponents. Whether the discussion involved Shakur or Haney, his position remained firm. He questioned why he should listen to fans who can quickly change their support whenever a fighter has a poor performance or faces negative headlines. His message to
still expect to see those fights.
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person is supposed to fight. Like, y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like, y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like, why, when it come to that?
Can we still expect to see any of those fights in the future, though?
And y'all keep talking about.
He went even further by pointing out what he believes is a double standard in the way his recent victories are judged compared with other fighters. Tank sees it as a cycle that has existed in boxing for years. Fans build a fighter up and then lose interest when that fighter stays in the spotlight for too long before eventually turning against them. He compared his situation directly to Floyd Mayweather and how public support eventually changed from admiration to resentment.